to join you?
Ready. I'm ready.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Insert SpongeBob right here. What's up, everybody? You are listening. You are watching another episode of the Big E Smallz podcast. I am here with my co-host Eli. I am Ray. We are also with our fourth co-host, with no longer a special guest,
Word.
Bella. A little bit tired there with that yawn.
Word.
And how are we feeling? How's everything going?
It was a up and down week. I tell you.
Yeah.
Up and down week, but better.
Yeah.
Better.
I feel you. I don't know if it was up and down for me, but the week just it seemed like I was in limbo.
Yeah.
Like I was just going through the motion.
Yeah. Nah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. Monday it was like on a high. Tuesday on a low. I'm like, try to stay afloat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before we get into anything, make sure, as always, you guys like the video if you enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, you guys are all boothies. And make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you never miss a banger. Real quick, we are always well, let me not say always, because maybe I'll take a day off or a podcast off. But we're going to start with Race Trivia.
Yeah.
My question for today. Right?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to tell you the team off rip. I'm not supposed to, but I'm going to tell you the team off rip.
Off rip.
Because it might be a little bit difficult, but I feel like you should know.
Golly.
Which Seattle pitcher is the only pitcher to record a perfect game, an immaculate inning, and just so those that don't know, an immaculate inning is when a pitcher strikes out all three batters with 3 pitches. So literally, he only threw 9 pitches that inning. As well as a 4 strikeout inning. That is insane. That is insane. And I will explain after we get the answer. Again, I'll explain to the viewers or / listeners how does that happen? Because some people are probably like, what do you mean 4 strikeout inning?
Yeah, no. Well, I had to be on like a pass ball, and obviously he got
Yeah.
Damn, the Mariners. What the fuck? Yo, what?
I thought it would be a fun. I know it's pretty difficult. I thought it'd be a fun
4
one.
Strikeouts, perfect game, immaculate inning, and I'm like,
Love this guy actually. Probably one of my favorites.
What?
Nah, negative.
Does it start with an S?
No.
No? Yeah, nah. I literally, no one. The Mariners?
Seattle Mariners pitcher. Pitched, I know he pitched in the 2000s. I don't know what.
Yeah.
What was his, debut or whatever, but. Legendary Seattle pitcher, too. Like, I think when you think of Seattle pitchers, this has to be the first guy.
Yeah, so Randy Johnson?
Oh, actually, no.
No.
Damn, I forgot about Randy. Wow, I disrespected Randy. Yeah. Crazy. See, but the thing is, when I think of Randy, I go straight to Arizona.
Oh, okay.
I go for some odd reason, my mind goes straight to Arizona. But that was probably disrespectful. Randy did have magical years in Seattle. Yeah, you're right.
So if it's not him,
the thing is, Randy won a World Series. I think he didn't win in Seattle, but I know he won in Arizona. So I just immediately think in Arizona.
Yeah.
I normally don't say this, but I'm gonna say it just in case because I think you've done it only once. If you really can't figure it out, you can't tap out. I'll let you know the answer.
No, I know. I was thinking of 2 players. Yeah. Nah, go ahead.
No. Tell me the 2 players.
No. The 2 players. I was thinking Carlos Santana.
Well, I don't know if he. Yeah, I don't know if he pitched for Seattle.
I don't know why I thought
Minnesota.
Yeah.
And New York.
Yeah. And the other one, I really don't know.
No.
Felix
Hernandez.
What?
Felix Hernandez is the only pitcher to record a perfect game.
No way.
An immaculate inning. And a 4 strikeout inning.
Really?
Yes, sir. Again, I don't know when each. Maybe I'll put.
And I freaking forgot about him.
I'll put maybe like little things on the screen, so what year happened.
Yeah.
But yeah. Now for those that don't know what how a four strike inning can happen, obviously you strike out, batter one, batter two, batter three, or batter four. But what happens is one of those batters swung and missed on a pitch that was a pass ball in MLB or in most leagues. If you do swing and miss on a pass ball, you are allowed to run to first. If you get there before the throw is made to first, you are quote unquote safe at first, but it's still recorded as a strikeout.
Right.
So they still got to get, the next batter still has to be an out to get the 3 outs. But on the stat sheet, you are safe at first with a strikeout, which is kind of gross.
Insane.
Yeah. And that's how you can record a 4 strikeout inning. I wonder, you know what? Maybe for the next trivia, I'll see if there's been a
Multiple?
five, yeah, like a 5 strikeout inning or something, or yeah, which pitcher has? You know what? I'll save that for another episode. Let me not. But speaking of baseball, we are gonna dive right into the MLB playoffs.
Golly.
And what an electrifying MLB playoffs it is, in my opinion. I know, especially us two, we see baseball in a different light than most people, but it's such a exciting and electrifying time when it comes to the playoffs. And I'm gonna start off with two. Um, One of them is definitely disappointing. The other one, I guess, is disappointing. But for those that probably watch baseball, can probably understand how it can happen.
Yeah.
But we're gonna watch with two very disappointing outcomes for two prominent teams throughout the season, and that is Baltimore being swept by the Texas Rangers
Golly.
and the Los Angeles Dodgers being swept out by the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Sizzle, sizzle.
What a disappointing outcome for both teams, especially the men in LA.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to go ahead and say anything bad about Baltimore because they've proven they're really good, but they're young. That was my only concern with Baltimore, is that this is their first great year. They're going in, playing well, and they go ahead and face Texas. And I'm like, are they going to be ready for the challenge? And that's really what it is because, like I said, the innings are tight, tense. Every pitch, you're locked in. And I felt like Baltimore just they shown that's who Baltimore is. I feel like I'm just saying.
Trying to get comfortable here. You know?
No. I'm just saying because when we saw Baltimore, I'm like, they're good. They're young.
Yeah.
They're hungry.
Right.
But I'm like, I always say, I'm like, in the playoffs, we get to see who that team really is.
1000%.
And I'm not gonna knock on them, but hey, they got a taste of it. They got a hot team. They got pitching. They got power, and they just ran into a team that was a lot better than they were.
I completely agree with you because I know throughout the season they dominated. I'm going to use the word dominated.
Yeah,
They dominated not just baseball. Excuse me, not just the AL East, but baseball in general. I know Tampa Bay, and we're gonna get to them as well. Tampa Bay, they started really hot with that 13-game winning streak. The AL East looked like at the beginning of the season. Let me say this, because obviously that changed drastically.
Yeah, it took a 360.
The AL East at the beginning of the season looked like we might even get. I don't think it's it's not possible. Right? It's not possible
We
for
would
a
have got
division.
3 though.
No, 3 is possible, but I don't think 4 is possible, right? I don't think that's
No.
possible. Are
there 2 wild card spots?
I know there's 2. I don't know if there's 3. I might have to check that.
But yeah, true.
If there's 3, I guess maybe that could happen, but it's highly impossible.
Yeah.
But anyways, that being said, Baltimore, Tampa Bay started off hot. Baltimore was winning surprisingly a lot of games. Surprisingly, obviously throughout the season, we started getting used to it and started realizing, no, this team is for real. So we can no longer say it's a surprising win for Baltimore. And then obviously at the beginning of the season, the hype was all around about the Yankees making a bounce back year. This is going to be the year. Toronto also being a threat to a lot of teams. And then Boston, even though there wasn't hype around it, Boston is still Boston. And for all we know, Boston could have had one of those years. Now, crazy enough, that didn't go as planned because we all know what happened to the Yankees in Boston. And then even though Tampa, Toronto, and Baltimore did make the playoffs, all 3 of them got swept out of the
They
playoffs
got fizzled.
in the first round.
Fizzled.
So, yeah, it was kind of disappointing, but again, for those that watch it, they truly understand. Just like you mentioned, it's a great team. Now their pitching was, in my opinion, the pitching wasn't phenomenal.
Yeah.
They had pitching to get them through. You know, I know Bradish. I think he led the league with ERA or something like that. I forgot the stat specifically, but I know Bradish had a really good season. Their closer, I forgot his name, and sorry if I'm forgetting your name. Really dominant closer.
Yeah.
I know there's a multiple closers out there that probably have had either an equal type of season or a better season
Yeah.
pitching as a closer, but Baltimore's closer, it was one of those moments, right? Just like Mariano and just like Diaz on the Mets, that when you saw them enter the game was probably
Yeah.
over.
Just
The,
done.
yeah,
Wrap it up.
the game is probably over. There's almost no way for you to possibly win that game. But then you go into the playoffs.
Yeah.
You face a Texas team, which we both mentioned this in the last episode. I did not realize who was managing them.
Yeah.
We also got to realize everybody that's on that team that's been in playoff situations
Yep.
before and World Series situations, as well as World Series wins. There's a few of them on Texas that have wins in the World Series, right? So we got to understand all those benefactors. Excuse me, not benefactors. All those factors that come into play and going against a very young team that literally, this is probably everybody on that roster except for maybe Aaron Hicks. Um, I mean, he did have a big hit in one of the games. This is the first time in the playoffs. They never felt this beast. Pause. They never felt this beast before. They don't know. They don't know playoff atmosphere. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't expect them like first year, and this big come in and play well.
Correct.
Like,
Now we are still going to categorize. You and I are still going to categorize it as disappointing because one, they don't win a game.
yeah,
Which,
they
as
don't win
Baltimore,
one.
I'm pretty sure you should at least scrap out one game.
Yeah.
You know, you were the best team in the American League.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean,
just
it's
at least
tough.
win a game.
I mean, as a fan, seeing how the season went, you're like, yo, we should have won one. But I feel like if you look at the overall picture, like they haven't been good since forever.
Yeah.
And then the first year they finally play well, we're just the expectation is you got to beat Texas or win one. So it's tough. But
and a team that's rolling because Texas right before Baltimore they also sweep Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So
and the thing is, Tampa has the pitching, they have the hitting. I just think with those two things, if we go into Tampa, I'm just like, dude, they can't get over the hump.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but it's all this statistics nonsense that they run over there. And I'm gonna keep bringing it up because it's so annoying.
Yeah. Well, we don't gotta ask me that.
Yeah.
Well, we are gonna touch that because right before that, because I want to add somebody in that whole slump thing.
Yeah.
But the next disappointing team, probably the biggest disappointment, is the Los Angeles Dodgers being not only losing the series, being swept out.
Yeah. That is insane.
By Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you how disappointing this is. Let me break this down. Now, we obviously know, but for the viewers, hey, listen. Arizona, just like Baltimore, young team. Besides Gurriel, that's been in the World Series, has won a World Series, and there's probably I think Zach Gallen has playoff. Oh, Evan Longoria has playoff experience. I know a few of them have playoff experience, right? But for the most part, all of them, this is probably the first time. Yeah. Not only that, we also got to think about two of your top players. One of them is a rookie.
Yeah.
Corbin Carroll, that a lot of people don't know, is a rookie. Christian Walker, not a rookie, but very young. Probably the only and first playoff experience you have, right? So you group all that kind of, how can I say this, premature experience, right? Against a juggernaut of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah.
We are talking about Mookie Betts. We're talking about champions here. Champions
Yeah.
and MVPs with Mookie Betts, Clayton Kershaw, Max, JD Martinez. We got good players that can field and hit with like Max Muncy,
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman. Yes, another MVP slash World Series champion.
They have Bueller. Like, come on now. They got
You have
goats.
all these guys, all this expectation. You have a 100+ win season.
Yeah.
You go up against a team that has, but you could pretty much say that they have no playoff experience, and you get swept.
You lose 2 at home. Is insane.
You lose 2 at home, and it's not even losing.
They weren't even close.
They were blowout losses at home.
Kershaw and Bueller, you're 1-2. Nah, that's insane.
Yeah, and then
That's
you're 3 and
insane.
4. Not saying that they're bad pitchers, but then you have Lance Lynn, who again another person that has playoff experience,
Yep.
right? And I think has come very close to winning Cy Young awards. And then I think it's Bobby Miller, or I think it's B Miller. I know his last name is Miller. I don't know if it's Bobby or Brad, whatever. But you have Bobby Miller, who throughout the season, another, I know he's a rookie for you guys, but throughout the season with a lot of injuries and what do you call this, suspensions that you guys have had throughout the season, Bobby Miller got the job done for you guys, right? You guys can't scrape a win. One win, just one. And then along with other teams that we're gonna mention a little bit later on, you guys are one of the most prominent hitters throughout the season, and none of you can hit a lick out there.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. The Dodgers and Atlanta, I put on the same list.
Well, right now in with their playoff performances, correct.
Yeah, because you had Freddie Freeman, you had Mookie Betts. They were in the NL talk about, hey, they can win
MVPs.
MVP.
MVP talk,
Oh,
along with other people and Atlanta as well
That-
that are MVP talks.
you got Acuna and you got Olsen,
hmm
who both were insane. That dual threat right there on both. One got swept and one got. It's a gentleman sweep to me.
Yeah.
Because they barely won in game 2. And the way they came back was insane. It was in the 7th inning, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then they get to Philly and nada. So it's tough. Those 2 teams, I was very, very shocked. I get it. Philly playoff is very, very different.
Yeah.
But to not even up the series, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Well, like Eli mentioned, first of all, Dodgers, I don't know what you guys got to do, but we'll get to you guys again in a second. Atlanta, I know you scraped out that one win, like Eli said. I was about to call you LA, like Eli said. But no, you're Atlanta. You're another 100+ winning team. I think they won 100+, right? If I'm correct. You were basically, no, not basically. You guys were
baseball.
offensively the best team in baseball this year, right? And then you pair that with a manager that was there when you guys won the World Series a few years back, so he has some experience. You got 3 solidified, right, aces. These 3 guys on any other team is an ace,
100%.
right? And you can't even, not just because you scrape out the win, you can't pair a win.
Yeah, no.
And no disrespect to the Philadelphia Phillies, because to be honest, we shouldn't be disrespecting them, because we need to start understanding what these guys are when you hear the word playoff baseball. These guys just flip the switch, so I get it. You guys are, you guys crashed into a playoff juggernaut, so I understand that. But still, to lose in the fashion that you guys lost is very, very unacceptable for the type of play that you guys produced throughout the entire regular season.
I'm with you.
So, literally, you know what? I'm not even going to say the 2, right? The 3 teams with Baltimore dominating the AL, the Dodgers being a 100+ winning team and literally being one of the favorites, and then Atlanta dominating the NL. All 3 of you guys had 1 win in total. And the 1 win, you could basically say it was a game winner by the way that the Braves won that game.
Yeah.
That is highly, highly unacceptable. And we can make the argument that obviously, Atlanta, playoff Phillies, Texas with all the playoff experience. Dodgers, you have no excuse.
Yeah.
There's no excuse
There's
from you
no
guys
excuse
at all. But to not just leave the Dodgers out there to die by themselves.
Yeah.
All three of you have no excuse. All three teams have no excuse to only have one win.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. I'm sorry. Like we thought we were gonna see the Atlanta and Dodgers meet.
Yeah,
And
NLCS. One of them is going to make the playoffs. I'm hearing, Matt, people were calling Baltimore Atlanta World Series.
yeah,
You know,
a lot of
obviously there was a
chatter.
few that were saying Houston, Atlanta, because again, Houston is doing what freaking
Can't
Houston does.
yeah,
You know, that's kind of
Houston.
like the AL version of the Phillies, honestly.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, do you know when you get in there, you know what certain teams do. Like you know when Houston gets in and they struggled all season.
Yeah.
Houston struggled all season, up and down, up and down. They get in.
Injuries,
You know
too.
what you're gonna get
Like I
when
think
they get in.
Jordan only played like 40 games.
That's what I'm saying.
They get Verlander after the and
After
Verlander
All-Star
didn't even
break.
Verlander didn't even play that well, regardless. Even though in his return to Houston, but whatever. You know, Tucker with to be honest, I'm sorry, I like hijacked your point.
No, go
The
ahead.
way you want to know why Houston's here, and this might be the only, not really, because I like a few players, but I'm gonna give you guys credit in this point. Houston is in the playoffs and they're winning these games because they made one trade, and that trade or signing, I don't know if it was a trade or signing, but them getting Jose Abreu
Yeah.
is literally one of the biggest reasons why not only are they in the playoffs, but they are winning in the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm with you. I mean, but bats are we
Well,
gonna?
and Jordan as
sorry.
well, but
Bregman, I'm sorry, he's hitting, boy.
yeah, well,
Altuve's being Altuve. Like, I don't know what it is with them. They just turn it on. And like I said, same thing happens with Philly.
yeah,
Philly struggling, bearing, clawing their way in. They get in,
mind you,
and it's like, woof.
let's really, because right now Philly, along with their pitching, they have a three-headed dragon in Trey Turner, Nick
Yeah.
Castellanos, and Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
a lot of people forget
Come on.
they still have Schwarby on this team,
Come on.
right? And on
Yeah.
top of that, one player that I know for a fact no one remembers this guy. He got injured at the beginning of the season and is their third baseman, and first baseman, which is Reese Hoskins.
Yeah.
Another 30 plus of, I think, a year back or 2 years back, he hit 40 plus home runs.
Yeah.
So you got a 40 plus home run hitter with Schwarby, another 30 to 40 plus home run in Reese Hoskins that aren't. Schwarby's not playing very well. But he could turn it up. And Hoskins, he hasn't played one game this entire season.
Yeah.
So imagine if Schwarby plays well, Hoskins is healthy, playing well. You know,
It's
then you
tough.
coop that with Aaron Nola, Wheeler, Suarez.
The thing with Schwarber is that like he bats like 170 and hits 40 home runs. So
Well-
like the thing with him is like you as going against him, you want him to stay in that slump.
But he's
Because once he gets one,
he's one of those anomalies too, because his on base percentage is still over 1,000.
oh yeah,
because
he's got a good eye.
He gets walked like
Yeah.
100,000 times a year.
Yeah, they don't like to pitch to him.
No, not at all, because
When-
they know what he could do.
Yeah, when they're ahead of the count, they go after him. But once it's 1-0, 2-0, it's like you can take
Yikes.
first base.
Yeah.
We'll give it to you.
We'll give you first, and we'll just take our bet with the batter after.
Yeah.
But
good luck doing that.
And then on top of that, right, you got dudes that can string hits with Stott and Bohm.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, another guy turning it up in the playoffs, JT Realmuto.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
if he's not, I would have to really think about it. But if he's not my favorite catcher right now in the league, he's definitely top 3 for me.
Yeah.
Like, I loved him in Miami. Once he touched in Philadelphia, I think I loved him a little more because I watched him live as well in Philly. JT is just crazy. Well, playoff all of them, because look at Nicky. But obviously, we know about Bryce, and we're about to get into Bryce right now.
Oh yeah.
And Trey Turner.
I mean, I know coming off of USA and then him playing for Philly, everybody got hyped.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
Yeah, because he went nuts in the World Baseball Classic. But I don't know if he won MVP. I don't think he did, but should have, because the amount of home runs this guy was hitting in the World Baseball Classic,
insane.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But you know, you're right. He did go. It did go downhill a little bit for him. He did pick it up at the end, and obviously, right now in the playoffs, he's showing off. But a lot of that has to do with his playoff experience that he had with, you guessed it, the Los Angeles freaking Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a different beast, though. He turns it on. He's another one that got
the
it.
Dodgers probably wish they still had him, but that's your that's Dodgers' fault. That's
That
not
is
Trey's fault.
100%.
But just how we formerly mentioned, there's a gentleman in the Philadelphia Phillies locker
Yeah.
room clubhouse by the name of Bryce Harper
Yeah.
and Eli.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I, as your co-host on the Big E Smallz
Yeah.
podcast, am going to say on camera,
Yeah.
I think it's time
Yeah.
that we have the conversation that Bryce Harper has surpassed Mike Trout.
Dun dun dun.
And there might be a lot of people that do not agree with me, and that is A-okay.
That is
You
okay.
guys are here to just view our points, and obviously for entertainment. I am not here to sway anybody's point of view, but I am here to tell you guys my point of view and as to why even though I've been thinking about it for probably a few years, because I've always been Harper over Trout, but I respected Trout because Trout was literally for probably 6 seasons the
Yeah.
best playoff, not only in baseball, but arguably of all time.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to finally say, and I'm only saying this because since these two have been in the league, they've both been compared to each other, not only in contracts, but in stats, in play, in MVPs, in everything. These
Yeah.
two, this is the version, right? This is the Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby version of
Yeah.
of baseball. This is
Wando.
the Tom Brady, Peyton Manning of baseball.
Yeah.
This is the Kobe Bryant, obviously of early 2000s or like early 2010s. This is the Kobe Bryant and LeBron James of baseball.
Yeah.
This is it right here. And I think it's finally time to take the crown off Mike Trout and say, buddy,
Yeah.
the boy in Philly is over you.
Facts.
The stats might be similar. I mean, I don't really have quote unquote advanced stats,
Yeah.
but I have enough to know in my eye test that Harper is finally better in my eyes than Mike Trout. He performs.
Sheesh.
He's actually been in playoffs
Sheesh.
and wins in the playoffs,
Sheesh.
and a lot of the playoff wins is due to him.
Yes.
While in comparison, Trout, you haven't even played one playoff game your entire career.
Sad.
All those millions, all those stats, accolades, hype. Sorry, because I think I just burped on the mic, so I hope you guys didn't hear that. For what? You not only don't you have a game, you haven't played a playoff game.
Nope.
It's done.
Yeah.
Unless somehow, and you guys have literally the two, quote unquote, the two best players in the league right now. If somehow the Angels turn it around and you guys make the next 8 playoffs seasons and you perform how you should perform, then I'll redo this whole discussion. But as of now, what day is it? October what? October 15? October 15, 2023. Bryce, yo, and he has like 4 names. It's like Bryce Ian something Harper is better than Mikael Trout.
Yo, that's insane. He went to the Gov.
And I will let you guys know this now. Call me hard-headed. No one's changing my mind until I see something different. Not only from Mike Trout, but from the Los Angeles Angels.
Yeah.
And that's what I have on that.
I don't have to say anything. I don't gotta say lickums.
Because we're not gonna sit here and maybe a few people have already been thinking about this, but we're not gonna sit here year in, year out, continuing to say that Mike Trout is this transcending player, and I'm not saying he's not. You know what? So let me not be naive and ignorant about it. But we're not gonna just give this guy all his flowers and completely forget number 3 first baseman / DH of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah. My thing is, it's really hard when you don't see Mike Trout in the playoffs at all, and then you see this guy Bryce Harper. And every at bat, as a baseball player wants to be in, he's in.
Yeah.
And hitting home runs. It's insane.
Dingers.
All these clutch spots that like you dream of.
Yeah, no.
He's there, and he's doing it.
Well, I don't. Do you want to touch base in the TikTok video you sent me and EJ? in regards to Mike Trout and Harper?
Sheesh. How do I start with that one? I think someone was like envious. He's like, I'm jealous because what Bryce Harper is what Mike Trout should be doing. And when I heard that, I'm like, you're absolutely right. That's all I can say because he's absolutely right.
Yeah, yeah.
When you think of baseball, you think of 6 years of you basically
Dominance.
perfection.
Yeah.
You expect that player to be in the playoffs and proving why he is the best of all time.
Yeah, so and I know, I'm also not going to be ignorant to the fact that I know there's injuries involved, and I
Uh-huh.
know that a lot of it has to do with the organization and in the Angels. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But listen, Harper, we can also have the argument that in the past 3, 4 seasons, Harper has also not been 100% healthy, but for some odd reason, he is during playoff time. So that's also credit to him. And Harper didn't win the World Series in Washington, literally leaves the year before they win it in Washington. And now he's in Philly continuing his greatness, brings him, because we are going to, I'm going to say it at least. Last year, their World Series run, or run to the World Series,
Yeah.
mainly, or number one at least, is because of Harper.
Yeah.
And what they're doing this year might not only be about because of Harper, but he's playing a huge component in it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to disrespect you, Mike Trout, because I know it's big Jersey, even though you're South Jersey, and that's a whole different
100.
world compared to where we at. And you're also an Eagles fan, so that's a yeah. Um, big Jersey, but I am going to need more from you if we ever put you back into
That
that
conversation.
conversation. Correct. Thank you. But enough of baseball. I know we wasted a lot, not wasted, but I know we
Sheesh.
spent a lot of time
Oh
about
yeah.
baseball. We are going we are going to transition into college football, and what a college football weekend we had, because once again, my compadre Eli and I
Sheesh.
have been spot on with what we have been speaking about
Sheesh.
with all these teams.
Yeah.
And we are going to start off with a number one, not number
Damn.
one in the nation, but USC loses to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Now, not it wasn't just a loss.
Nah.
It was a blowout loss and a very embarrassing loss to quote probably Heisman winner Caleb
Yeah.
Williams, who ends up throwing 3 interceptions.
Not one, not two, but three.
3 interceptions, right?
Insane.
Against a Notre Dame, a university team that
Yeah.
lost last week,
Yeah.
right? They end up no, right? Yeah. No. I
Notre
forgot.
Notre Dame ended up losing.
Yeah, I think they did lose. Okay. I think I was thinking 2 weeks back, but
Yeah.
they face Notre Dame, who is fresh off a loss, right?
Yeah.
USC, you guys are fresh off a excuse me, 3 overtime games, so you guys scrape out a loss. So both of you could basically said lost, basically,
Yeah.
right? But no disrespect to Sam Hartman, Caleb Williams, you're not Sam Hartman, or better said, Sam Hartman is not Caleb Williams. So I think I should have expected USC to win this game.
Yeah.
But guess what? You didn't. You lose to Notre Dame, who, if we remember what I said last week in regards to USC, Oregon, and Colorado, does not play in the Pac-12. They
Yeah.
play in the ACC,
Yeah.
which isn't even the best team in the ACC, because there's another team that is just steamrolling through universities this year, and we'll get to them in a second. So everything that me and Eli have been saying about you guys talking about, oh, we're here for wins and not clicks. Oh, we are the. This is the perfect example right here. I know it's not Oregon losing to Notre Dame, but it might as well been. And Oregon, we're gonna get to you. We're gonna get to you in a second.
Hee hee.
But USC, you lose to Notre Dame in blowout fashion.
Not even close.
3 interceptions. What do you?
I'm. What is there to say? I mean, we said what they did to Colorado and how close that was,
Right.
and it's like, hey,
Oh,
if they go ahead and face a team that goes and can compete with them, and that's we're just saying Notre Dame. No disrespect to Notre Dame, but like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, even though you guys are good, I get what you're saying. You guys aren't
Yeah.
Oregon, Georgia. I mean, excuse me. You guys aren't Alabama, Georgia, Florida State, Ohio. Like you guys aren't them. But
They ain't the big
yeah,
dogs.
yeah, yeah. But you're still a very, very good team. Oh,
You're
I'm not gonna disrespect Notre
no
Dame like
Notre Dame. Yeah,
that.
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So we got to see a little bit of who Caleb Williams is when he faces a pretty good team.
yeah. Even though most of the scouts were in a different game,
Yeah.
I know for a fact a lot of scouts probably looked at Caleb Williams in this
Mhm.
game and said, "Hmm."
Yep.
But now, said game where most of the scouts were at was
Yeah.
at the Oregon and Washington game yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Oregon ends up losing by missing. Oh wow, I just bit my cheek by missing
Yeah.
a game tying field goal to send this game into overtime.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say is this: not much can really say against Oregon because the problem is here, or the issue here, is Washington is number 7 in the nation.
Yep.
Washington does have, in a lot of people's opinion, and as well as my opinion, top 3 best quarterback in the nation right now.
100%.
So it's not like you guys lost to Notre Dame or whoever. You guys did lose to a top 10 team with a top 3 quarterback.
Agree.
But the issue is, you're Oregon. You have Bo Nix, who played in the SEC in Auburn, and now is with you guys. So he has the experience against bigger, better teams, if we can
100%.
say that. And now he's in the Pac-12 to a team that literally, and I know I keep saying this, you guys average like 60 points per game,
Yeah.
except obviously in the last 2 weeks. Now you do go against a juggernaut, but you guys can't find a way to win this game.
I didn't hear no chatter in this game. No chatter from the coach. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
right.
Where's that talk? Where's
Just
that
like you said, where's that bark?
word?
I thought you guys play for wins, right?
Yeah, that was a lot of clicks for me,
You,
buddy.
you didn't play for this win. I can say that.
It's insane.
But I mean, again, we understand that it is a top 10 team, so it's not like you lost to some scrubs. But the way you guys barked about, and I get the frustration. I know Colorado is literally like dominating college football with, I will say it, no real impressive wins. But it is what it is. We know how marketing goes. So I understand the frustration there. But just like Eli said, you better have that same bark when you play the top 10, or at least a team in the top 10. You didn't have it, and you definitely didn't have it on the field. And here we are.
And here we are. I mean, when we talk about Colorado, because like I said, I want to get into it with Colorado.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm done. I'm done with Oregon and Washington. You can.
Yeah, and my thing is when we talk about Colorado, like when they faced Oregon and when they faced USC, like they played in the second half, and now in this game, they played in the first half and dominated.
Dominated.
And then in the second half, it was like, what happened?
Yeah.
Third quarter, you let Stanford get 19 in the third. Like you allow them to come back in the game and make it a game, and then obviously Stanford throws an interception, which then is the game-winning field goal. So my thing is, we get the hype, but can we say that this is them? They're just a first half team, or they're just a half
Yeah.
team, because defensively they're not great. Offensively, they're pretty good. That O line is not great.
Mm-hmm.
Coaching's great. And what's his name? Hunter's out, right? He's still out.
No, he played this
He
game.
played this game.
And he scores 2. Hunter had a
He
game.
played well. Because
He
I
had,
didn't.
no,
I
more
didn't
than
really
well.
get to
He had 2 touchdowns,
watch.
and I think he had 100+ yards.
Golly.
Yeah, no, I think Travis.
Damn.
They definitely missed Travis in the last couple games.
Damn.
Right.
Bop, 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 bop.
The issue is,
Just
it wasn't enough.
They play.
Well, not that it wasn't enough, but you guys couldn't string 2 halves together.
Yeah, I feel like they haven't played a complete game since when they game 1, when they won their first game. They haven't 1, 2, 3. No, we're playing 2 quarters and then we just think that's the game.
Yeah.
Haven't played a full 48 minutes, and I'm just like, that's not enough. It's not enough against Oregon. It's not enough against USC. And it's definitely, as you can tell, double overtime to Stanford.
Double
When
overtime.
I think you were favored minus like 12 and a half.
You guys were favored, and mind you,
It was gross.
you guys were up 20 plus points.
It was literally 21-0 in the first half. I turned it off. I'm like, well, that's game.
Yeah, that's over. They found their groove a little bit.
My phone said doo 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 doo. I said
Yeah.
overtime. What?
Now, I guess just like Oregon, I'm gonna cut a little bit of slack because I did say Oregon. You did play a top 10 team, so we get it. The thing with Colorado is we kind of all know that they're not one of those great teams. They might be good, they might be alright, depending on who you're speaking to, but they're not great. Just like you said, Eli, they can't play a full game.
No.
And you are playing Stanford, who isn't ranked but is in the Pac-12. So sometimes that inter-conference rivalry plays a huge role. It does play a huge role, the same way it played with Oregon and Washington. But this is unacceptable. You guys can't continue. You guys are not going to go on anywhere, at least this season. I'm not going to speak into the future, but at least for this season, you're not going anywhere, and you're probably not anymore. But you're not going anywhere playing half of every game or half the season, basically, because you're only playing half the season if you really think about it, right? And I do think Coach Prime knows this, and I know sometimes on camera he tends to be a little, I don't even know, like of an actor. But even though there's some acting and some hoopla behind it, I think he's still being real in that he's putting this, like, he checks this team.
Yeah.
He said he went to the locker room and asked him, "Yo, like, how are you feeling? Do you think this is acceptable?" Blah blah blah. And I know once he gets on camera, it might sound like it's a whole like debacle, but no, I really do think that's Coach Prime in the locker room, and obviously it's no difference with the camera on. The society just thinks differently because they probably are just hating on him. But he also did mention, like we keep saying, he also knows that this team is seven, quote unquote, 7 to 8 dogs away from being that team. So he knows what he has. He knows what they're working for, but he also knows that they shouldn't be only playing literally one half each game.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of unacceptable. But to round up the whole college football segment, I do want to say, because I know we dominate every segment with Colorado and Oregon and USC, because that's basically been the story of this whole year. But I am going to say the other top dogs did what they were supposed to do yesterday and all had impressive wins. And those said top dogs are, of course, Alabama, Roll Tide, Georgia, Florida State, which is the other ACC team that I said when I was talking about Notre Dame that is just a bum rushing through teams. Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State, who had a ginormous win yesterday. I think they won by 60. Yeah.
That's an ass whooping.
So the top teams did what they were supposed to do. I don't know if Texas played or not. I actually didn't hear anything about Texas, but I also don't think Texas is any longer in the top 10 or no longer in the top 10. So that's probably why I didn't hear anything about Texas. But Texas is also a pretty good team, so I don't think this is the last time we're going to hear about them. Continuing with football, but now in the pro level, we're going to recap a little bit of what happened this past week. And we are going to start with probably the game of the week, but ended up not being the game of the week.
Damn.
Which is the Dallas Cow. Whoa, I really was about to say Cowgirls. Oh my god.
Cowgirls. I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm not, but I
They
didn't
would've
want to
played
disrespect
better.
them. The Dallas Cowboys against your San Francisco 49ers. A game that I know what that means. A game that was said to be a top game. It's probably going to be either low scoring or high scoring because of, the quality of teams. And it actually ended up being a blowout.
Yeah. Wasn't even close.
Just like Stephen A has been saying, and I'll give kudos and credit to Stephen A because I know, even though some people think it's ignorant, but the issue is games like this happen and it makes him look like a genius. And he's been saying that none of this is impressive because they're hiding or they're disguising Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. Wow, I can't believe what I just said. Dak Prescott behind this phenomenal defense, and just like Dallas Cowboy Dak Prescott fashion, Dak showed up as the Dak that we all know.
Yeah. And my thing is, I thought he was, he was gonna keep it close. I thought he had CeeDee Lamb, but they doubled CeeDee Lamb. They took him out of the equation.
Well,
That's one.
yeah, there's something about that I want to talk to you, but I don't want to hijack your point again. Keep going.
And then two, um, I thought, late he was gonna show that he was Dak and throwing an interception. But he decided to do that very, very early and throw not one but two. So I was wrong because I thought it was gonna be a little closer. I'm thinking, hey, it'll come down to a couple plays and Dak will be Dak. But Dak has shown who he really is in the first quarter. And I think that statement is right. I think they did disguise him. All the four wins they had, defense played majority of the snaps. When you got Pollard behind there, you just run the ball. They're in positions to score when your defense is turning over the ball. What more can you do as a quarterback? There's not much for you to do. So hey, you go against a team that's supposed to be, I guess, on the same level as you. Same chatter, and you go against them, and you the bed. Like it was bad. Parsons wasn't even. I didn't even think he was playing. The way the offensive line held Parsons up. I the fact that we had these Cowboys like, oh, they got boys down there. I know Diggs got out, but they still got boys. They still got what's that corner?
Tavon.
Yeah, they still have him. And like, guess what?
Well, Tavon's hurt. You are you talking about Parsons?
No, Parsons is the one where he was non-existent.
Yeah,
I'm saying their corners are usually good. I know Diggs got hurt,
yeah.
but they got some
Diggs
boys.
got hurt. I mean, they still got Gilmore. They still got Steffi.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Brandon Ayuk had a big game.
Damn,
You
brother,
let George Kittle go crazy.
that's a good stretch you got going on there.
McCaffrey went stupid.
Mm.
Like, my boy Purdy was out here
Nah,
dropping dimes.
This is hilarious right now.
Dropping dimes. Like, these passes were not like game manager like passes.
Yeah.
The reads were insane. He was really chopping them up. They
And-
couldn't do nothing for him.
And you know what's everybody's been talking about, and to be honest, I've been noticing it, but I just thought like just like some of our points, it's the beginning of the season. It's probably a slow start. They'll get into it, but the whole thing also is they are really not using CD Lamb to how they to the potential to how they're supposed to. I forgot who it was. I want to say that it was oh my gosh, now I forgot his name. I forgot his name, so I can't even mention. Whatever. He said, quote unquote, they are using CD Lamb as a third string wide receiver.
I understand. You know why? Because CeeDee Lamb, I get he's got moves, but his it takes time. It develops, and I just don't think Dak Prescott can go ahead and feed him the ball how they should. I'm sorry. I can't. They don't trust him throwing the ball. They rather throw it to the tight end, throw it to Pollard, like little catch plays.
Yeah.
That's not who CeeDee Lamb is.
Well,
He
yeah,
CeeDee Lamb
he's your
is
big
on
ball.
all three phases.
Well,
You know what
that
I
as
mean?
well, but he's definitely he's your big ball. Oh, Siri was about to speak again. See, it was about to be like the 8th episode in a row.
I don't like him throwing the ball to CeeDee Lamb down the field. I don't like him throwing it in the middle of the field. Where do you give CeeDee Lamb the ball?
I think one of the issues with that too is I think the big mistake that they have is letting go of Cooper, right? Because CD Lamb, I do think CD Lamb is a big time player, but CD Lamb, I feel like I'm about to disrespect him with saying this, but when he's literally the vocal point of your offense, or at least the vocal point of defensive schemes, he is non-existent. So what happened when CD Lamb had that really good? I think it was his rookie season, to be honest. You have, regardless of what everybody thought about that offense, excuse me, you had CeeDee Lamb. Opposite side, you have Amari Cooper. You have Schultz on as a tight end. You have a dual threat backfield with Zeke and whatever you want to call it, but I'm gonna say dual threat backfield with Zeke and Pollard, right?
What do
And
you
then
think with
obviously
them?
Dak
What
as
do you think
a
with
as a
them?
quarterback. So it's not like you know, teams coming in are not just only scheming off CeeDee Lamb, because you also got to worry about Amari, you got to worry about Schultz, you got to worry about the rest of them guys. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, we're not naming other dudes that they had on their roster that make plays, like Gallup. I know he's not the guy, but Gallup could make some plays.
Yeah, then when the time you're
Correct.
talking
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
yes, he
He
was
could
still
make
playing
some
pretty
plays,
well.
right? So, you had guys that can make plays, guys that I'm gonna use this word for lack of better terms, that can disguise CeeDee Lamb so he's not the focal point of the defensive scheme. But now that he is, like to your point, along with Dak not really elevating his game, now you have issues like this when you're versing a top team.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I would say it's hard because yeah, you're on one guy. 49ers, their defensive schemes are great, and they know their secondary is not that great.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead, play 1-on-1 and have someone over the top. And guess what? You gotta have Jefferson. You gotta have Tyreek. You gotta have some moves.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? To go ahead and beat two guys, you got to beat Devontae Adams. I don't see CeeDee Lamb beating anyone and then being able to make a move open.
No.
Especially against two. 1-on-1, CeeDee Lamb's going to chew him up all day. But not only do you have to have a good moves and to get open, but you need a good quarterback to put it in those tight spots.
You feel me?
Like there's no way, like with Purdy
I love putting
on
him in
the
top
sideline,
spots.
that little dump off, I'm like, sheesh. Like you got to be able to place the ball when you got two guys that are going to be on you, and especially when you're the vocal point.
I know Purdy's your guy, man.
Nah, he's my guy. I want his jersey. I low-key want, and he wears 13.
You feel?
Come on, son. Come on, like it's the red. That red is fire.
Yeah, I forgot what kind of red it is, but
I don't know.
it is fire.
It's fire.
It
So
is
like,
beautiful.
and I like his story. I like that he was the last pick. I like that he's not only quote unquote a game manager. He's proven that he can read through the progressions.
I
out
think
here, throw the ball. What?
I think I'm gonna be gross with what I'm about to say.
Oh God. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I am seeing a lot of Brady in this situation.
Brady put in the right position to go win.
You know, Mr. Irrelevant.
100. Oh.
Late Mr. Irrelevant. You get put on a team that, I mean, at the time the Patriots were a okay, good team. However, we weren't the Patriots just yet. Well, no, I lied. We were, because we had Drew Bledsoe. Let me take a step back. I'm thinking of a wrong time. We had Drew Bledsoe, so obviously, Brady wasn't drafted to be the guy. Like I said, he was drafted Mr. Irrelevant, so whatever. He gets put in a good position with good coach, with good players, a good team, a good organization. And then he shows out. It's not like he just, shit the bed. No, Brady showed out.
Yeah.
And Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, good team, good organization, good coach. And now he's showing out.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of TB12.
Yeah.
I know it's early.
12
but I'm
plus
seeing
one.
a lot of it.
12 plus 1. 13.
Hey. So.
Crazy. Don't let that happen.
No. Do not let that happen.
Especially in that whole East. Come on. You only got one man to beat, and that's the Eagles. They could run it up if they want to.
Come on. But
they got the players to do it.
Dallas, very disappointing loss in you guys. You guys are right back to the Dallas Cowboys that a lot of us know. 49ers, I know our Thursday episode probably says otherwise, but in my opinion, if you ask me, this is the best team in football.
Yeah, right now they are showing. They're on all cylinders. They're on all cylinders. I believe they are the best team in football right now.
And it's just
they got someone knocking on the door, because I know I talked real crazy last week, and I like to say my game plan worked. I like to say my game plan worked. I like to say it.
What Eli is referring
to say it
is last week the Philadelphia Eagles end up beating the LA Rams.
Yeah.
And if you guys have watched our Thursday episode, and if you haven't, make sure you do. Eli had probably the best point, not a point. No, Eli had the best point, the best breakdown to what should happen and actually happened in this game.
Yeah.
That being said, you might not like this. Take it away. I'm allowing you. This is your segment right here.
Yeah. We need like a little rewind to what I said and snippet. Woo. But no, so I don't want to be too funny, but I was talking about Goddard. I was talking about the offense. I was talking about Jalen Hurts and how it doesn't look the same. How they got a new offensive coordinator. They got to figure it out. They look sluggish. They look slow. And what they do, they force feed Dallas Goddard. Force feed him. They go down the field, force feed him, and they get a touchdown. By who? Dallas Goddard. Guess what? Late in the game, couple plays here and there, I'm like, hey, I know Jalen Hurts, he's your Ferrari, but some of your offense, some of your big plays are who? Jalen Hurts when he has a couple plays to run the ball. Jalen Hurts ran the ball multiple times. Multiple. I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy. That is insane. The playbook is opening up. But I think the only reason why that happened is because my other point that I said, I'm like, hey, the Rams have a chance. If they do what? Can protect my guy, Stafford. If they can protect them, that secondary is very, very mid.
Right.
And you got Cooper Kupp coming back, and you got Puka who's been playing like Puka.
Correct.
What did Puka and Kupp do?
Puka Cup.
Insane work. Insane.
Whoa, pause first of all. But yeah.
They literally, I'm sorry, Cooper Kupp did the same move about 4 or 5 times in that first half and
4 or 5
killed
times.
them. In a row. And killed them. It is insane, brother. Insane how they played. That first half was basically what I said. If they can protect them, they're going to have a problem. And they did.
Yeah.
First half, tied. But what did they do in the second half? Cooper Kupp, they shut him down. They got to Matthew Stafford, sacked him a couple times. Not once, a couple. And that was game.
A couple times?
A couple times. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that defensive line, if they can get to you, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
But if you can hold up and protect the quarterback, you have a shot. Especially when you have Cooper Kupp and Puka back there. So, if they would have been able to do that for a full 48 minutes, it would have been a tight game. But I was happy what I saw. I got to see them go ahead, open up the playbook like I wanted them to, which was great to see. I got to see them go to Goddard because, hey, top 5, they got to get him the ball. A.J. Brown did his thing. Now we just got to keep it a little bit even because, hey, you got Devontae Smith, who probably had 1 yard. So when they figure it out, even it out, they're going to be scary. They're going to be a team to mess with. Obviously, that's the game plan. If they can go ahead, if you're the 49ers, if you can protect Purdy's going to chew up that defense. If you don't protect Purdy, like we've seen in he will hurt his arm again. So protect them, and I think the 49ers have not just a shot. They will beat the Eagles.
Well, there you go. That is a recap of Eli's breakdown of what the Eagles and Rams games was yesterday before it even happened.
Yeah.
Before it even happened.
Yeah.
But it's probably gonna be a little bit of the same, or not the same. Actually, no, let me not say that. But the Eagles do play the Jets today, and yeah, Jets fan. Unless that defense shows up,
Hey,
it's a little scary.
We'll see how the Eagles
Oh my gosh,
offensively.
wait, what's going on here? Hold on, I just opened my phone.
What?
Yo, it's getting chirpy. Browns and 49ers.
Already? Deebo Samuel?
Oh my God. Debo, I need you to stay on the field because I have you in fantasy. Please do me the favor, okay?
Oh, can you do
something for me?
It's
But
early.
that is going to conclude our little weekly NFL recap.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
only really spoke about two games because everything else was It's whatever. Everybody else did what they were supposed to do, basically.
Yeah.
I
Well,
am very disappointed on my Patriots. I was expecting a different game, and unfortunately,
yo, let's not talk about them. Let's not even.
yeah.
Let's talk.
Um,
Let's talk about the Chiefs and how. Yeah, no, 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 no. They do not look good.
mm-mm,
They
no.
don't. You got your best player who's banged up. That offense doesn't look sharp. Defense is all right. Defense is okay. They are beatable. Kansas City Chiefs are beatable. And Elijah Afola said it. Said there's going to be a little downfall. He predicted it.
AJ then.
He predicted it. And it's
It's
slowly coming. They got to figure it out. Because I don't. Rice, he's going to have to step it up. You got Sky Moore going to have to step it up.
Noah
Because
Faint, I
if
think.
not,
Yeah.
they're one and done.
The crazy part is, right? It's just we still got to give them flowers because they're still finding ways to win games,
Well, I
but
hear you.
it just seems like the rest of, or at least the top teams right now have caught up. And
Yeah.
we get that you have arguably one of the best tight ends of all time, if not the best tight end of all time. We get that you have a magical player in Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
We get that you can arguably, because we're looking horrible as hell, the best coach in NFL right now,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look like you guys are that dominant, that
Yeah.
scary, you know. And you guys do have the history, meaning the Chiefs. The Chiefs do have a history where they flip the switch and things just start getting rolling. But this is week 6 or week 7, whatever week that we're in,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? There's you guys lose the first game to Detroit, which is they are a good team, so whatever. There's not much to go up there, but a lot of the games that you guys should be rolling through, it looks like it's a walkthrough.
Yeah. Like the Jets game, the Denver game on Thursday, like what was it, 18 points scored? Like
Yeah, and it's not the fact that you guys, held them to whatever. It's the fact that you guys were the number one offense last season, and I don't think I've seen you guys score more than 30 this year. And if
yeah.
you have, it meant nothing.
Yeah.
So
You didn't do
I'm
it against the teams that we thought you should, like the Jets and the Denver. I think you guys combined in 2 games have scored
you guys you guys should be, oh my gosh, like
20.
halftime the game should be over.
Yeah. I get
Uh
it. That first drive against the Jets, it was like 17-0, and you're like, oh, this game's done. But it wasn't.
but it wasn't. And I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna overreact
No, no, it's early.
because again, I said what I said. You guys have legends in almost 3 of the most important positions in the NFL on a team.
Oh.
So, and like Eli just made note of, you guys can flip the switch and just turn the entire season around. But
Right.
as of now, I'm going to say that the rest of the NFL do not fear the Kansas City Chiefs.
Do not. The Dolphins don't. The Bills don't. The Bengals, if they could somehow get rolling, they
Oh,
don't.
wait. Now that you mention that, I'm also going to say, regardless of their slow start, you guys still fear the Cincinnati Bengals.
100.
I don't care what happened in the playoffs, or what you guys did to them in the playoffs. You know,
They're
because
1-1.
before that,
They're
you
1-1.
guys had a 3 or 4 game loss against them.
Yeah.
And right now, regardless of their play, I still think you guys fear them.
Yeah, look, they're 1-1. The Mahomes got beat. All right. Burrow got beat. You know?
Yeah.
Who's getting their lick back this year?
But
We're going to see.
listen, just like Eli was mentioning, a lot of teams don't, and I'm also gonna say that the Eagles think that if we can do a recap right now of that Super Bowl, you guys are losing.
Yeah.
You guys are losing, but again, I'm not gonna overreact. It is the Chiefs. You guys might figure it out, but as of now, no. We are going, or we are going to transition real quick. We're not gonna deep dive. But the NHL season is upon us, and and all I'm really gonna do is both our teams won. By the way, Eli and EJ, they're both New York Rangers fans.
Yeah.
I am a New Jersey Devils fan because it's the only Jersey team that hasn't left us, a la the New Jersey Nets. Um,
Jersey.
yeah, but both our teams won. You guys, in my opinion, not too sure if you. Well, I don't think you watched the game because
No,
of
I did not.
football and baseball playoffs happening.
Yeah.
But let me tell you,
Let me hear it.
you guys won. You guys won 6-1. I think it was 6-1. And I know in hockey 6-1 is crazy, right? But let me tell you how this 6-1 felt like 13-1.
Damn.
What you guys did on the ice
Damn.
put the okay, let me say this because I know it's only game one,
Yeah.
right? And we don't really talk a lot about NHL, but we're gonna get into the habit of doing so,
Get a little
right?
spicy.
So we might just be overreacting because we're not like deep fans of it. But I'll say this: if I was the rest of the league,
Yeah.
I would be on notice
You'd be like, oh.
because what the Rangers did in that game is scary.
Yeah.
Okay. The Devils also won. I mean, Jack Hughes is just Jack Hughes. That's all I really can say here. There. But what I really do want to highlight is quote unquote David versus Goliath, the passing of the torch, the rookie versus the legend. But the opening night, the Chicago Blackhawks, Blackhawks. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoa.
End up facing the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the rookie Bedard or Bernard, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, against the legend Sidney Crosby. Yo, they started the game both as the face-off. So when they dropped the puck, it wasn't like who normally does it. It was Sidney Crosby against the rookie, right? Normally they do, but I think this time they made sure they really listened in. The camera focused in that face-off with the ref, and the ref, usually the ref will go, such and such are you ready? Such and such are you ready? Drops the puck. The ref literally said, Sidney Crosby, welcome back. Legend, X amount of years. Glad to have you back. Rookie, welcome to the NHL.
Sheesh.
And drops the puck.
Sheesh.
It was
Goosebumps.
I had goosebumps. It was a great sight. This kid looks very promising, and then he doesn't score this game, which is crazy. He doesn't score. Sydney does. So Sydney's like, listen, I know I'm old or a legend or whatever, but I'm still him.
Yeah.
Like, don't disrespect me.
I can
Right?
get it done.
Now the rookie ends up scoring in the next game. So listen, we are looking probably at Sidney Crosby part 2. I know that's kind of disrespectful because a lot of times kids like that, I don't want to be Sidney Crosby. I want to be. So, but all I'm saying is what I'm seeing from this kid. Yeah, we're gonna hear about him for at least the next 10 years plus, right? But NHL's here. It's kind of exciting, because we literally have like multiple sports going at the same time and multiple levels, with college as well. Another sport, rolling right into it, another sport that there, at least the preseason, it's not the regular season, that has started, and that is the NBA.
Yeah.
NBA preseason started. Really not much to really talk about a deep dive, except that a lot of people do look like in regular season form. And,
Hey, yo, Booker, can you do
yeah,
for me?
dudes like Devin Booker. There was the matchup between Wemby and Chet Holmgren, which was a really good matchup. Wemby is looking like the Wemby that has been advertised for about a year and a half, 2 years. The NBA is almost here, and it's about to be a phenomenal time.
Yeah.
For my sports bettors, I know you're excited.
Get ready.
Because now it's about to get crazy.
It's that time of the year, baby.
For sure. But that is all I have for today. I don't know if there's anything you want to add.
No. Yo, and if we're going to be allowing freaking, what's his name? Because I really, Denver, the freaking Goliath. Yo, if we're going to let Joker go ahead and bring up the ball and hit threes, like, just give him the trophy now, bro. That was insane, bro. I saw a highlight. He literally got the ball, pulled up 3. When do we see Joker run up the court and pull up 3? Like, what is he doing, bro? He was just with his horses. He was chilling in a barn. He came back, was mad. He's like, I gotta go to work. When did he learn to go ahead, I'm going to dribble, and I'm going to pull up and hit this splash?
This is
Blow.
It's that splash.
I don't understand.
What's crazy in all this is this, bro. Right?
I'm sorry I got you started, but that just
No, it's okay. I'm just gonna say this one point. I'm not really gonna get into it. I did notice all this, right? And let me tell the viewers and anybody in the NBA or in the NBA like media, I guess, that is possibly or could possibly watch this, the rest of the NBA will be in huge trouble if we are going to allow Jokic to be the LeBron James of the next generation.
Yo,
Because Jokic is literally, he's walking in like nothing is phasing him.
no.
He walks in, he does what he does, he drops his 20 and 10 or more, and goes. And if we are going to allow this man to be our next great, hey, the NBA, you are in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
Because it's not, I mean, I'm not calling LeBron a scrub. I'm not calling Kobe or anybody before him that had that crown. But we need to understand that this is a big man doing non-big man things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So be prepared. Be prepared. Because if this is what's happening preseason, God bless you all.
Yeah.
But
Because of bullshit he was making in the playoffs was insane, brother.
that being said, even though LA, your Lakers, they're looking a little tough, so they might have something to say. That being said, oh, by the way, I'm not gonna turn you up. Your boy is looking crazy.
Hey, yo, JT.
No.
Not him?
No, your white boy.
Oh, Austin Reeves.
Yeah, he's him.
Son.
He's him. But listen,
Yo, go crazy.
like the video if you enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, please. We will greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed just yet, you are all booties. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss a banger.
Yeah.
Until next time, this is Eli. I am Ray. We catch you guys. The EJ continue getting better. We love you guys. We'll hold it down until you come back. The rest of you guys, we love y'all.
Peace.
Peace.